What's up everybody? Today I'm going to share with you my overnight oats recipe. It only takes 10 minutes to prepare, and not only is it delicious and nutritious, but it will give you breakfast for the next 5 days. Let's get started. So this is everything you're going to need for the simple overnight oats recipe. Starting from the left, you'll need 5 different containers. The ones I have are 2 inches deep and 5 inches wide. You also need a small spatula or a spoon. You'll need some sort of frozen berry blend. The one I have here is dark sweet cherries with blueberries and blackberries. I normally also use strawberries and raspberries, but I don't have those today. You'll need some old-fashioned rolled oats for the base, some hemp hearts, some ground flax seeds, some chia seeds, which I'll also be grinding in my Vitamix, any plant milk of choice. The one I'm using here is an unsweetened almond milk, but soy milk also works really well with this recipe. You'll need some water, some true cinnamon, which is also known as Ceylon cinnamon, and that's all the main ingredients that I'll be using today, but I also wanted to include some optional ingredients. The first one is cacao powder, which is really delicious with this recipe and adds a nice chocolatey flavor to it, so I highly recommend it if you can tolerate the caffeine. And then the second one I included here was organic blackstrap molasses, which adds some extra sweetness and also some extra nutrition to the meal. So the first thing I do is I lay out the 5 containers, and I'm going to put half a cup of the rolled oats in each container. After you've added a half cup of oats to each container, hold on to the half cup measuring cup as you'll use it later. The next step is to add 1 tablespoon of the hemp hearts and ground flax seeds to each of the containers. Once you've added in 1 tablespoon of hemp hearts and ground flax seeds to each serving, the next step is to add 1 tablespoon of ground chia seeds. The chia seeds I have here, I bought whole, so I'm going to have to blend them in my blender first. But if you already bought ground chia seeds, you can just add them in. After you've added 1 tablespoon of the ground chia seeds to each of the servings, the next step is to add 1 teaspoon of the true cinnamon or Ceylon cinnamon. Now that I've added the cinnamon, I'm going to use the small spatula to mix all the dry ingredients together. And once you've done this, the next step will be add the berries to it. So I'm going to do each of the 5 right now. I've mixed all the dry ingredients together in each of the servings, so now I'm going to add the superfruit blend to each container, and I'm going to fill it up so that it's level with the top. Now that the berries are in, I'm going to do the same thing as before, and I'm going to mix the berries into the dry ingredients with a spatula. Now that I have the berries mixed in with the dry ingredients, the next step is to add the almond milk and the water. So I'm going to be using a half a cup of almond milk in each serving, and the remainder will be water. Once I add the almond milk, I'll use the spatula to stir, and I'll add the water continuously while I'm stirring until it's full. I'll just give you a quick demonstration here of how I do this. So first I'll put in the half cup of the almond milk. I'll set it aside, I'll grab the water at the same time. So put that in, and then I'll start adding some water, and then I'll get the spatula and I'll start stirring it in there together. And I don't want to fill it up too much, but I just want to make sure that all the dry ingredients are mixed in as well as possible. And the oats will soak up some of the water, so sometimes I'll just let it sit on the counter for like a minute or two, and then I'll add a little bit more water afterwards to fill it up. So that one's done. Now all that's left is to put on the lids and pop it in the fridge. You do want to make sure that the oats don't soak up too much of the water, so I try to leave it pretty full. So for example, like this one, it soaked up some of the water, so I'll put like a tiny bit more in, because as it sits in the fridge, it's also going to soak up the water in the oats. So yeah, but these ones look good to go, so I'm going to put the lids on and finish up. Another sweet thing about this recipe is it barely dirties any dishes while you're making it. These are all the dirty dishes that resulted from making that overnight oat recipe. So that's how simple and easy it is to make this nutritious and delicious breakfast that will last you the entire work week. And it only took 10 minutes. If you end up trying the recipe, please let me know what you think about it in the comments below. I really hope this video added value to your life. If it did, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I will be sharing the ways that I improved my life with the hope that it will help improve yours. Peace!